For the athlete, it is chasing a dream of a lifetime. And for the fan, witness history in the making, live and exclusive on KBC Channel 1, your true sports partner.
Join me on a journey as we unlock the secrets of a healthier and vibrant you. We'll also share real-life stories of courage and resilience. Plus, we provide practical health tips for living a healthy lifestyle, no matter what challenges you may face.
Beautiful afternoon to you from wherever you're watching this live broadcast from, and thank you so much for choosing KBC Channel 1 to inform you this Sunday afternoon. A lot of stories shaping the news today, including more calls for dialogue from an array of stakeholders. This is KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen. Arange. Byron Abuli is our sign language interpreter. And I will begin on that note where opposition chief Raila Odinga appears to have thrown a spanner in the works on the proposed national dialogue. In a statement posted on his social media, Odinga says he stands with the demands by the youths for justice before dialogue. Odinga spelled out 6 demands that he says should be met by government before any talks. And this include compensation for every victim of police brutality, dismissal of protest-related cases, release of all abductees and those in jail, resolution of any concerns by teachers and healthcare workers, reverting to NHIF and prosecution of security sector perpetrators who facilitated atrocities against peaceful protesters. Additionally, he singled out 5 key issues that should be conversed during the national conversation. The demands are met, and this include good governance, skyrocketing cost of living, eradicating tribalism, fighting corruption, and debt and fiscal management. And still on that note, Nakuru Catholic Diocese Bishop Cleophas Osese has dismissed new cabinet nominees, terming the move as cosmetic. And according to the outspoken cleric, the appointment fell short of the country's expectations.
The
newly appointed cabinet continued to attract mixed reactions, with Bishop Cleophas Osese from Narok Catholic Diocese adding his voice. The outspoken cleric accused the president of recycling people who had been rejected by the public.
Kwa wengi hata kwetu tunaona kwamba ni cosmetic, yani kwamba ni kama tu ni jambo ambalo halikuwa linatarajiwa hata kidogo. Watu wanatarajia mambo mapya, watu wanatarajia kuona sura mpya na wanatarajia Kenya mpya.
He however took issue with the loss of life and destruction of property witnessed during demonstrations calling for peace and unity.
Tunajua vijana wetu wamejitokeza ili kukashifu yale ambayo yanaendelea vibaya katika jamii. Tunawaunga mkono kwa jambo hilo. Tunaunga ili lifanyike kwa njia ya amani, ili pasiwe na vifo, na pasiwe na hata mtu ambaye atapoteza labda mali yake, kazi yake na biashara yake. Hiyo ndio maombi yetu.
A section of Kisii residents has in the meantime commended President William Ruto for nominating Julius Migosi Ogamba as Cabinet Secretary for Education, claiming he had no integrity issues.
Huyu Migosi Ogamba ni msomi, na sisi kama wakaaji katika kaunti ya Kisii tunasema asante. Tunashukuru kiongozi wetu President William Samoei Ruto kwa kuona huyu kijana ili aweze kutuhudumia katika Kenya yote mzima kama katika Wizara ya Elimu.
Meanwhile, Sadhu Tabo Vasaldas of Babs Ashiri Swaminarayan Mandir, Nairobi, welcomes calls for talks, saying these offers a ray of hope as the country reels from the youth-led demonstration in demand for good governance.
It's very important that everyone sits on the table, sits together, and everyone has to have one common goal, which is peace. One common goal, which is peace. And that is very important for the well-being of the nation and for the growth of the nation.
This comes as Navakholo Member of Parliament Emmanuel Wangwe urged Azimio leaders to embrace coalition leader Raila Odinga's call for dialogue between the government and the opposition.
Naungana na baba, ile baba amesema tuketi pamoja, tusungumuze kama jamii ya Kenya, tusungumuze ili suluhu ipatikane mzuri.
We call for them to accept dialogue with the government, present their leaders, and accept a dialogue with the government so that we have a better Kenya that will purposely serve the interest of the citizens.
The government has been urged to put in place tangible measures to deal with the early pregnancies among teenagers in Kenya. And our section of stakeholders say it is time to bring on board young men in the whole conversation, a move they say will help in reducing the number of young victims.
On Saturday, Forum for Africa Women Educationist Kenya Chapter FAWEC held a sensitization clinic in Nairobi, where deliberations on how to curb the teenage pregnancy menace took center stage. FAWEC, in partnership with MasterCard Foundation under a project known as the Imarisha Msichana Project, aims to significantly reduce the incidence of teenage pregnancy in Kenya during and beyond the COVID-19 crisis.
As an intervention of Imarisha Msichana Project, we are involving the men in the community.
Ungana hapa na FAWEC Kenya ili kuweza kuzungumza na kuelewana, kusemesana kuhusu mambo ya mimba za kimapema kwa wasichana wetu.
The program is being implemented in 20 counties in Kenya, namely Nakuru, Nairobi, Machakos, Elgeyo Marakwet, Kiambu, Garissa, Bungoma, Kakamega, Nyeri, Migori, Murang'a, Kajiado, Narok, Homa Bay, Trans Nzoia, Nyandarua, Busia, Meru, Siaya, and Turkana counties.
Just collaborating and partnering with different stakeholders in the education sector has really played a role in this reduction of number.
Narok leads at 28%, Kajiado 22%, with Nairobi coming third at 18% in cases of teenage pregnancies.
Wengi wamekuwa wakiona hawa wasichana wadogo wanaona kama wako safe. Tukawaambia hata hawa wasichana wadogo ambaye tunakimbilia, wengine tayari wako infected. Na ukikimbia hapo, wewe mwenyewe utalete madhara kwa familia yako.
Imarisha Msichana program is a key initiative within the Mtoto CBB initiative, which has registered tremendous gains as far as prevention of early pregnancy is concerned.
Sensitize them on the re-entry policy, just to ensure that those girls are out there who are fallen pregnant and back at home can be brought to school, and they deserve a second chance. And once they're in school, the chances of them getting pregnant again are reduced.
Timothy Kipnosu, for Lunchtime News.
To some education matters now, where education stakeholders are now calling for a review of the Teacher Service Commission Act to pave way for teachers to be at the helm of its leadership. And just like other professional services commissions, the stakeholders argue that TSC is a constitutional body and hence required to emulate standards by other commissions such as the judiciary, to have at least one commissioner representing teachers who is in active service. The stakeholders were speaking at Nyasanda Primary School grounds in Ugunja Sub-County, Siaya County, during the Siaya Nat Branch Annual General Meeting. Additionally, they hailed the nomination of Julius Agamba as the Education Cabinet Secretary, expressing hope that the nominee will steer the education sector to greater heights if approved for appointment.
This is a sector that is run in a three-way traffic. The parents must see themselves to be satisfied, the learners must be satisfied, and the controllers here, the fulcrum, who are the teachers, must be satisfied so that the sector can succeed. So, in a nutshell, whoever is coming into the docket of education must think twice.
In my estimation, the Teachers Service Commission is more of an agent of the executive, more than being an agent of teachers. You need a commission which is more of an agent of the teachers. And that's how the Parliamentary Service Commission works, and that's how the Judicial Service Commission works.
Serikali tutakuomba tuondolee CBC. Tuauliza, je, CBC ni mnyama gani?
Still on matters education, and now stakeholders in Bungoma County are urging the Teachers Service Commission to employ on permanent and pensional basis 20,000 junior secondary school teachers in the area, citing an earlier agreement led by Bungoma County, Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers (KPET), Organizing Secretary Dennis Walela. The stakeholders say the withdrawal of the Finance Bill 2024 should not be used as an excuse to derail the employment of the JSS teachers. The stakeholders are also urging the government to reinstate the Students' Health Insurance Fund.
Tumekubaliana ya kwamba 20,000 JSS teachers will be employed, but it's looking like somebody wants to hang on the finance bill that the 20,000 are not employed. Given in mind that we have, even after employing 20,000, we have a shortfall of about 73,000 JSS teachers.
The government has been urged to involve stakeholders in the real estate industry in policy-making process to ensure taxation policies do not negatively affect their businesses. Speaking in Kiambu County, officials of the Association of Real Estate, commonly known as RESA, emphasized on the need to incorporate views from the stakeholders to ensure the policies promote ease of doing businesses. The association has, in the meantime, vowed to weed out fraudsters in the sector by issuing certificates to their members for ease of identification to potential investors.
I know very well that land is a factor of production, and whenever you invoke taxes and you introduce taxes that make land to be expensive, you have affected everyone in Kenya.
Kwa hivyo, whenever they are adding any taxes, ni vizuri tunajua na tunaulizana, hapa tukiongeza, hapa tukifanya namna hii, how will it affect the day-to-day services of buying and selling land?
The government is supposed even to advertise public participation so that everybody can be able to participate. That's why it is called public participation.
Yote ambaye ananunua shamba lazima ajue ile kampuni inamuuzia shamba kama ni memba ya RESA, na akiona ya kwamba iko memba ya RESA, na kama kuna shida yote itakayotokea atapata nafasi ama platform ya kuirudia na kurekebisha makosa.
Elsewhere, a group of elders from Githunguri has laid claim to over 5,000 acres of land at Tatu City. The group says the land in question was grabbed by colonialists and now demanding it back from Tatu City developers. Githunguri Member of Parliament Gathoni Wamushomba said it was unfair for the developers to expect services from the county government of Kiambu freely without following the laid down laws of subdivision and development of any land in the country. The elders claim the land in question was snatched from them by colonialists.
Sababu hakuna mzungu alikuja na shamba kutoka huko Ulaya akakuja naye Kiambu. So what we are doing here, tuna support governor wetu 100%. Ati hiyo mashamba ni ya watu wa Kiambu. Na sana sana sisi watu wa Mbare ya Gathirimu tuko na karibu 5,000 ekari 5,000 kwa hiyo shamba.
Mzungu alisema hiyo private land ni private na governor hana haki ya kuitisha public amenities facility. Mimi nilikuwa nimeteta kuhusu mpango wa kunyang'anya Gewe Primary School land na hao wazungu. Na si kuteta mwaka huu, niliteta last year. Na nikaandika hii barua.
All right, and that Kiambu land row story is what takes us on our first break this afternoon. We circle back with plenty more, including the latest in the sporting scene. Stay with us.
Jackie, ni nini unapenda kushughulika na issue za watu?
Na kama unanishinda mimi kwa nyumba yako for 1 week, uniambie nitaenda, nitafute mahali pa kukaa ama nikaje kwa street, sawa?
Since you're a good person, Jackie, acha kusikia mambo ya watu.
Sasa mimi na wewe anachokoza mwingine.
Ningeambia be wangu atafute nyumba pahali mbali.
Huyu bwana nyinyi nitabe?
Si ndio huyo ni wangu.
Nani amelika huyo hapa kwangu?
Si ndio huyo hapa, simuulize.
Sasa mkamwenza my co-wife.
Mimi hapa sitaki vita. Simuanze kukaa kama watu wazima. Sipendi baby yake. Acha tunipigie picha.
Why don't you like my vibe?
Your visit here is not welcome. This girl is beautiful, bana. Udema na kafiti. That's my wife, Alex.
Nitulie nini? Wewe unaenda kiambia watu nilijibia.
Hapana, sio hivyo.
Leta duu zangu.
Welcome back, and now very quickly we want to shift focus to the PCA church here in Kayole in Nairobi County, where the Deputy President is currently there. He is currently speaking. Watch.
Mwanake huyu ni amenyererwo na atirirwo na mahoya ni atimia. Giki ni kiheo kiega mwaheirwo ni Ngai oguo tuhu mukimenyerere. Hari atongori aria ndinao matangikunyanira ruriri matangiendia andu a irio cia nda.
All right, that is the Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. He currently is in PCEA Kayole Church here in Nairobi County. Also, I understand he has been flanked by a section of leaders here in Nairobi, including area MCS from that particular area. But back is today, we continue with the day's stories, where the leadership dispute over the Ngong multi-million Kikonye Community Ranch in Kajiado West Sub-County has been resolved. This follows a move by the Ministry of Lands to register new trustees to the 100 billion Kenyan shillings prime land owned by over 16,000 members. Years of legal battles between factions culminated in the Kajiado Environment and Land Courts directed on May 24th, 2024, mandating trustees with elections within 90 days, sparking a series of contentious polls. The Moses Monique faction emerged victorious, securing official recognition as the legitimate trustees following due process. Addressing a gathering of thousands during the Kajiado Community Trust Thanksgiving ceremony, Chairman Moses Monique pledged to foster dialogue with the local leadership to facilitate the subdivision of the prized land, promising transparency and fairness.
Ilikuwa safari ndefu, imetuchukua karibu miaka 20 na tunaona sasa safari imefika mwisho. Tulifanya election na tukapata ushindi na tukaweza kupata stakabadhi zote zile zinatakikana katika Wizara ya Ardhi.
Tuna confidence kwa Moni kwamba atatupatia kilicho chetu. Hivi mashamba, maana shamba ni ya Kekonyokie na pia wamama ni wa Kekonyokie. Kwa hivyo tutaridhi mashamba.
And now we don't have parties, we don't have names, we don't have anything. We are just one community. We are just going to share the vision, share the ideas, share what we think was everybody's share, and everybody is a beneficiary, and we are all members. Even the people who are my competitors, we have open hands for them. We stretch our hands for them. We need to go together, we need to discuss and have and serve one community.
Moving on, community wildlife conservancies in Isiolo County have rolled out public outreach programs to sensitize locals on the benefits of the ongoing carbon project. And as part of the carbon project, conservancies receive funding annually from the sale of carbon credits to the international voluntary market, hence encouraging them to scale up environmental conservation measures for better returns. Nasulu Community Conservancy's chairperson, Sadia Mohammed, said the public outreach program was aimed at enumerating the projects funded over the years for communities understand the impacts of conservation. The first team to be sensitized was Conservancy's board members, Rigland coordinators and grazing committee members. They will then be tasked with engaging locals at the village level on matters such as strict adherence to the laid down grazing regulations and patterns, abandonment of practices such as charcoal burning, as well as planting and nurturing of trees.
Muhimu ya hiyo awareness itasaidia mambo ya uhifadhi wa mazingira na pia uhifadhi ya wanyama pori, ili kila community ajue hii mazingira yetu ndio inatuletea pesa ya carbon.
Jamii kwa kweli wamepokea huu mradi na wengi wao wamechukua kwamba imekuwa ni nguzo ambao kama ni njia moja ya mapato ambayo imeweza kusaidia wao, sababu ukiangalia miaka zilizopita vitu kama mambo kama kiangazi uliweza kuadhiri jamii ambao wanaishi hapa.
Pesa ya carbon imekuja mingi kwa jamii, imeweza kufanya miradi mbalimbali, watu wamepata, watoto wameweza kupata bazari, jamii kama wamama, groups za wamama wameweza kupata ufadhili, vijana wameweza kufaidika.
Residents of Saku sub-county in Marsabit County are shifting to sedentary farming away from nomadic pastoralism. They are attributing the change in lifestyle and livelihoods to the impacts of climate change that are affecting pasture and water for livestock. The residents say that recent drought has been decimating the livestock numbers as the source of water and pasture dwindled. The residents are taking advantage of the arable land in Saku sub-county supported by adequate rainfall in the vastly arid and semi-arid lands. They also say that the new venture has assisted in cementing peace among the different warring communities who engaged in cattle rustling, leading to loss of lives and property.
So many groups, actually around 30 groups of average 40 members each. We have tried to give them a lot of capacity building, change the attitude of our farmers that livelihood does not only depend on livestock.
As PASIDA, we try to facilitate, we try to promote, we try to increase this kind of business to ensure that there are options. What next after this drought?
Sasa sisi tumeenda meeting, tunatafuta watu pamoja, kama tunaita wanawake pamoja, tunaongea na hawa, tunasema sasa hii vita inatuletea shida, inatuletea umaskini.
Ibacho High School in Masaba South, Kisii County has embarked on an ambitious education infrastructure development program aimed at accommodating its growing student population. And against a backdrop of high cost of living and recent restrictions on public offices' involvement in fundraisers, the school's quality assurance and standards officer, Elias Chacha, while launching 2 new science laboratories, commended the Board of Management for their efficient use of public funds. Chairman Andrew Gesore said the new facilities, including a revamped hall and an upcoming dormitory construction worth 10 million Kenyan shillings, are designed to bolster science education and improve student accommodation.
In having one before, it was inadequately equipped, but as at now, the new ones we put up, which are 2, will go a long way in enabling our teachers handle the sciences effectively. For now, we wanted to improve on.
We have 112 candidates for the year 2024, and our target is to achieve a mean of 7.0. And the strategy to achieve this is that we have embarked on thorough revision, having completed the syllabus last month. Our students are being exposed to more exams, student exams with other schools, and
Livestock Principal Secretary Jonathan Mweke has challenged county commissioners and local administrators to inform residents of government projects in their localities. The PS, who held a meeting with Kitui County Commissioner and other administrative leaders in the region, claimed residents knew less of ongoing projects and hence the need to involve them. And according to the PS, the move will help change the alleged narrative that the Kenya Kwanza administration was doing less to spearhead its development agenda as envisioned in its manifesto.
Tupatie rais nafasi amalize hizo vitu zote, lakini kazi inafanyika. Ni tu vitu mbili zinatusumbua. Number one, kumekuwa lack of communication. Wananchi hawaelezwi vizuri hizi miradi, na ndio tumekuwa na hii mkutano, ndio sasa kupitia administration wananchi waelezwe.
So forth. They are promised to support the projects and the government of the day without any let down. On my side, I promise that we are going to supervise and to make sure all what we have discussed and others, they are going to be implemented by the chief. And you saw the chiefs, they were very happy.
Ready?
To some sports now, and 8-time world champion Sebastian Ogier dominated and topped Sunday morning special stage 18 of TET Rally Latvia, which ends today. Ogier leads Ot Tanak by 0.9 seconds heading into the final two stages of the 8th round of the season.
Sebastian Ogier and Ot Tanak are battling neck-to-neck in Sunday stages of TET Rally Latvia, with the two heading into the afternoon loop, both having won a stage each. Kalle Rovanperä has managed his timings well in the morning stages around Krogzemji and Mazilmaya, while Martin Sheshk has lost ground in his podium claim after losing 7.8 seconds across the two stages to Ot Tanak. Thierry Neuville and Elfyn Evans are tied in another battle of two as they search for more points, with the Welshman having an edge with 4 points compared to Evans' 2. After special stage 18, Ogier has 7 points, one above Ot Tanak, with Rovanperä third with just 5 points. Evans has 4, Sheshk 3, Neuville 2 and Adrian 4 more, just 1. The final two stages of TET Rally Latvia will be held at the Krogzemji, covering a distance of 18.7 kilometers, and Mazilmaya, covering a distance of 13.34 kilometers.
He's right on the limit.
Now, hundreds of Kiambu residents have benefited from a free mental health checkup courtesy of Nairobi Hospital in conjunction with Word of Faith Church and Bansal Community Counseling on mental health. The partners said mental health issues have been a major problem in the area, adding that there is need for quick intervention. They also commended the government's efforts in dealing with the sale of illicit brews in the area, saying they will support the efforts until the menace is dealt with effectively. All right, that story on mental health is what puts a cap this afternoon on what we had prepared for you. Thank you so much for choosing KBC Channel 1 to inform you and for your valid company. This has been KBC Lunchtime News. I'm Doreen Arange. Byron Abuli has been our sign language interpreter. Good afternoon.
Jackie, ni nini unapenda kushughulika na issue za watu?
Na kama unanishinda mimi kwa nyumba yako for 1 week, uniambie nitaenda, nitafute mahali pa kukaa ama nikaishi kwa street, sawa?
Since you're a good person, Jackie, acha kusikia mambo ya watu.
Sasa mimi na wewe nachokoza mwingine.
Ningeambia be wangu atafute nyumba pahali mbali.
Huyu bwana nyinyi nitabe.
Si ndio huyo ni wangu.
Nani amelika huyo hapa kwangu?
Si ndio huyo hapa, simuulize.
Sasa mkamwenza my co-wife.
Mimi hapa sitaki vita. Simuanze kukaa kama watu wazima.
Spendi baby yake. Acha tunipigie picha.
Why don't you like my vibe?
Your visit here is not welcome. This girl is beautiful bana. Udema na kafiti. That's my wife, Alex.
Nitulie nini? Wewe unaenda kiambia watu nilijibia.
Hapana, sio hivyo.
Leta duu zangu.
Hello, I'm Ovinyamusa, and today I'm joined by the fastest man in the 100 meters in Africa, that is the Ferdinand Omanyala, with his eyes set on nothing short of the gold medal in Paris 2024. You were there before in 2020 in Tokyo. How was it when you look back?
The last time when we qualified for the Olympic Games, you remember it was the last minute and nobody was counting us. I mean, these Kenyans qualifying to go to the Olympic Games. I had not run a 9 before the Olympics, so I was going in as someone just feeling the heat. I'm glad that I got the semi-finals, but now it's different this year. This year going in as number 2 in the world, 3rd in the world ranking. So that means we are part of the talk. We are among the people who are being looked at too. So for me, it's been a great journey since 2021.
And your 9th fastest, you forgot to tell them that, yeah?
The 9th fastest man in history, yeah.
Yeah, you're going to meet many of the champions. You've met them before in the Kip Keino Classic and also in the Olympics and the World Championship. Yeah, what do you think about your opponents at this time around? And you said that this time you're going to give them a run for their money.
Yeah, of course, you're looking forward to the Olympics. But I'll say for now, for this year, we're doing it differently. So I'm not going to put myself at the Olympics and we're not there yet. So for now, it's just making sure that we get through the phases that you are going into and just making sure that we get through everything that you're planning towards the Olympics. And like I always tell people, Olympics is still the same 100 meters. It's just that the venue is different, the championship is different. So, but it's still the same 100 meters. So we're prepared because previously we've been anticipating so much and then getting disappointed. So this year, handle each day as it comes.
What does the Olympics mean for you, which is the greatest achievement for all athletes? What does it mean to you personally?
It's the highest level that an athlete will want to get to. So for me, getting another chance to go to the Olympic Games is a privilege. It's an opportunity, another chance to show the world that Kenyans can sprint and, you know, just to encourage the generations that are coming after. And it's a sport that comes after 4 years. So it's very rare to get people doing more than 2 or more than 3 Olympics.
When you look back at your journey from rugby to athletics and everything you have done, what can you say?
I can say that all that was building me up to be who I am today, because rugby gave me a platform to be an athlete and to understand how athletics work and to understand how the body works in terms of training and just pushing yourself. And now moving into sprints, it's been a learning curve both in track and off track, because it teaches me a lot of things in life. The values of patience, values of consistency, values of discipline, values of timekeeping. I mean, that's been something that I've learned over the years. And of course, it's changed my status. I'm not the same person I was when I started this thing 8 years ago. So that has changed, and I can attribute to most of the things that I have now because of athletics. So sports has been a really big platform for my life.
You're the first man also to achieve a first for Kenya in the Commonwealth Games. So when you look back at Birmingham?
Yeah, Birmingham was great, and I'm having this feeling that it will repeat itself.
You yet to achieve the two great events that you want to achieve your target. That is the Olympics and the World Championship. A lot of things have happened along the way.
I mean, we never lose. We either win or learn. So for me, it's been learning and winning all along. So either way, it's been a great journey, like I said. Lessons. And, you know, for sprints, it's a process. First, you have to move from being a national athlete to an international athlete. That's the first phase. And then the next phase is moving from now being an international athlete to maintaining being an international athlete. Because you find so many athletes shoot and then it's hard to maintain. So maintaining against another phase. And then you have another phase of you now medaling at the world events, like the global games, like the World Champs and the Olympic Games and the Diamond League Series. So that's another phase. That's the phase that I am now. So I'm looking forward to see how the journey is going to be.
And you're also going with Shujaa, where you started. Will you have time to cheer them also?
I mean, last time in Tokyo, we never had a chance to go out to watch the games because of the COVID. But I'm hoping that this time I'll get to see not just Shujaa, but all other games. We have fencing, we have volleyball. So I'm hoping that we'll be given a chance to at least go and watch other games. First of all, I want to thank my fans for always being there. And, you know, we've had, it's been a roller coaster, ups and downs, but they've always held on. So thanks to that. And as we go to Paris, I'm sure there's something good coming out of this. And one thing I want to tell fans is we're also human. So don't be so quick to judge the performances that will start in Olympics. Let's support our athletes. Let's mind of their mental health and, you know, just cheer them on.
For now, our target, like we said all through the season, is each race that comes, there's deliverables that we need to achieve. And you've heard from him. Everything that Ferdinand talks is things that we've sat down and agreed. When we sat down, when the season started, we had an agreement about what he wanted, his goals and everything, and how we are going to get to it.
I said this during the semi-finals. He looks like he's built like a boxer rather than a sprinter. His upper body is absolutely massive. And just like Julius Yego, who became a world champion for Kenya in the javelin, Omanyala is showing that the Kenyans don't just win medals when it comes to the steeplechase, the 1500, the 8, the 5 and the 10. He is a history maker and a record breaker for the proud East African nation. And I wonder how many more Kenyans will want to get into sprinting after seeing what Omanyala has done here in Birmingham and around the World's Diamond League circuit over the last couple of years. That was superb.
Wasn't it just? And frankly, it wasn't close. Come the finish, 10:02 to 10:13. That's a metre and more. The speed they're moving at. They all hit top speed around between 60 and 80 metres, and then it's a case of holding form, trying not to decelerate too much. But Omanyala, he is tight there over the last 20 metres, but that was partly because he was smiling so widely, I think, when he knew the gold was in the bag. Abekun second to right. What a run from him. Absolutely superb. That is one of the biggest upsets of the week.
Yes, ma'am. Ati you are sir.
Tayago anasema saa ngapi saa hii?
Mami, mimi baba bwana.